Yo, so the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer really slapped, and I have so many things I want to say. So many references to a multitude of different things and events, and there is so much to break down. And one of the many things that people have been talking about is Andrew Garfield Spider-Man potentially saving MJ when she falls off the Statue of Liberty. If you don't know, this is because Andrew Garfield Spider-Man failed to save Gwen in his universe in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so therefore it would make sense for him to save MJ, right? Well, there are people on both sides of the coin. Some people are saying this would be great, Andrew should save MJ because it would mean he gets a second chance at saving the girl. But on the other hand, some people are saying that it should be Tom Holland who saves MJ, since it's his girlfriend and it's his MJ and things along those lines. And while I do agree to an extent with the latter, I mainly agree with the first point, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you why. Why Andrew Garfield Spider-Man saving MJ would be a perfect reintroduction to the character in Spider-Man No Way Home. But before we do get into the nitty-gritty stuff, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and make sure to hit the bell next to the subscribe button to not miss any more videos as soon as they come out on the channel. We're right around the corner from No Way Home as well, so make sure you're tuned in for all the videos. With that being said, let's get straight into it. This would be a perfect reintroduction to the character in this movie, and I know there are rumors stating that Andrew is meant to be in the movie for long before this part, but I do believe that him coming in and saving MJ would be absolutely perfect. And it's not just because he didn't save Gwen in his universe, it's because of the implications that this would have on his character. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Gwen died because of Andrew's lack of experience being Spider-Man. If we count only up to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield is the least experienced Spider-Man out of the three from their last appearances. All three Spider-Men have roughly been Spider-Man for the same amount of time since their last appearance. Tobey Maguire having 2 years and a couple of months under his belt in Spider-Man 3, Tom has been Spider-Man for a bit over a year and a half of his lived life, not counting the endgame time jump, and Andrew Garfield was only Spider-Man for a year. There are many people saying different amounts of times, however, a year was the most common I came across. So him being the least experienced and then probably making the biggest mistake leading to the worst consequence in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 sets his character up massively for a redemption arc, and one that certainly doesn't compare to anything Tobey or Tom have ever been through. Yes, they have lost their respective characters, like Tobey has lost Harry Osborn, Tom lost Tony Stark, but Andrew lost the girl, the love of his life, the one he swore he'd protect, even to her father, Captain Stacy. It's a big loss. And then he quits. He quits being Spider-Man. We have the redeeming moment at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 where he returns as Spider-Man. However, the idea that Gwen couldn't be saved, that he couldn't save the person he was destined to love for the rest of his life, is forever going to plague his mind. So just like how Uncle Ben pushed him to be Spider-Man, Gwen's death has now pushed him to be a better Spider-Man. And now with Andrew's arc in No Way Home set, let's cut to the final battle of the film. It's Tom Holland's Spider-Man with the newly integrated suit, but it's not enough. Doc Ock is helping him fight off the other four villains, but it's not enough. Goblin, Electro, Lizard, and Sandman are too much for him. He battles them as much as he can, but he's being pummeled, just as we saw Tobey in Spider-Man 3. Tom doesn't think that he can do it, it's too much, but he'll never stay down. And then the worst happens. MJ falls from the scaffolding. Ned tries to grab her, but he can't. Tom's Peter then sees this and swoops down. He chases after her as she carries on falling and falling. And then out of nowhere, the Green Goblin catches Tom by the leg on his glider and throws him across the building to the other side of Lady Liberty into the grasp of the other three villains. Goblin stares down at MJ falling just as he did to Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane in Spider-Man 1. MJ is falling and Tom can't do anything about it. She will die, and just as she accepts her fate, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man swoops down and catches her. In a redeeming moment, he has learned, he has grown as Spider-Man, and him catching MJ in this scene is a perfect way to show it. It would be the most redeeming moment for the character and quite frankly, make The Amazing Spider-Man 2 a hell of a better movie in my opinion. This scene would elevate the impact that moment had in TASM 2. Even better, this would add so much more heart and depth into the movie in general, not just as a callback to Gwen, but from all the reasons I've listed above in this video. Now remember, if this doesn't happen, this doesn't mean that the movie is bad, and I won't even turn a second thought to it, because this movie is going to deliver on so many more fronts anyway. But this one subtle moment would mean everything to me, and everything to the character. And quite frankly, if we never see Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man ever again after this, I can sleep well, knowing that the character was redeemed and became not just a better Spider-Man, but a better Peter Parker. And I hope that in the TASM universe, he lives happily, knowing that he didn't let what happened to him happen to another Peter Parker.